Alright, so I'm here at the Sheraton Hotel here right now in Singapore. Um, there was an auction. Um, Anyways, I'm just chilling here, and I had a few thoughts that I wanted to share. And so this lesson, I guess, will be on giving gifts to your mentors, right? So after you've done all the nitty-gritty details, you've done the mentor hit list, and you've done all of that. It comes down to the actual, when you actually start dealing with your actual mentor and getting past the gatekeeper, right? Getting past the gatekeeper. So one thing, right? One of the key things that has gotten me so far in terms of meeting successful people, uh, without knowing anyone, without having rich parents, without having a trust fund or knowing anyone to start off with, is knowing how to give gifts, right? Let me say that again because you didn't hear that. The one thing that has taken me so far in networking with successful people is knowing how to give gifts. Okay? To give gifts, and not only to them, but to their secretaries as well. Now, if you've found some super high level people, business people or whatever, athletes or whatever it is, they usually have a doorkeeper, a gatekeeper, also known as a secretary usually, and usually a secretary is a female. Alright, so if you want to contact the super successful person, you're gonna have to be able to go through the secretary, go through the gatekeeper. And one of the things that my mentor always tells me is, Matthew, never underestimate someone low. Never underestimate someone. Never look down on someone just because he or she is a secretary or in a low position. Never do that. Because when they rise up and you're not on good terms with them, you're going to regret it. So my mentor has made a lot of friends with a lot of young, inexperienced people back in the day in business, specifically for some auctions. And now these guys are heads of auction houses, huge auction houses, and he's friends with them, so he gets all the inside information. Nothing illegal, but this is what's hot, this is what's not. He gets all this information. Everything's legal, of course. Nothing immoral or anything. Just friends, and you hear this stuff because he's made connections. Because he never overlooked the fact that even though he's like, this guy might be young, he might be starting out. Never overlook anyone. That's the key lesson. And knowing how to give gifts. So giving gifts includes giving gifts to the secretary as well. So in fact, this is something that I've been quite familiar with. So I met one of my mentors recently, super successful business person here in Singapore. Right now here in Singapore, here at the Sheraton Hotel. I've been in Singapore for, I travel here a lot, but anyways, whenever you're meeting the secretary, or whenever you deal with, when you start to build this relationship with people, right, make sure the number one thing is never go empty-handed. If you go empty-handed, you're going to look like an idiot. No joke. You're going to look like an idiot, right? So starting off, my mentor, when I would meet him, he'd always give me a gift. Of course, I always give him a gift as well. And that's why I started off with giving him a gift. And then, but the thing is, I can't outgive him, because he's one of the richest people in the world. I can't outgive him, so he's always giving me, he's very generous, and I don't say that to brag or anything, but I say this as a competition and even something to learn from, right? You have to be able to give gifts, so when you deal with these successful people, always bring a gift. This is what this whole video lesson is about: bringing gifts, knowing how to gift. Gift. It's not bribing someone, it's not like asking for political favor. It's not asking for. It's just being, reciprocation. It's a two-way street, right? Mentorship and anything in life is two-way. It's reciprocal, right? It's you scratch my back, I scratch your back, kind of thing, And that might be through gifts and paying them, but Obviously, for successful people, some of them, you can't pay a billionaire. Obviously, you just can't pay, a billionaire for his time. You can do it as a way to show that you're serious, but in terms of profit, they won't, you can't pay him. So a gift is good. A gift shows that you're sincere, and a gift shows that you've taken the time out to think what's good for this person. If you know anything about this person, which is, you would have done your research before finding out, you would have done the research, right? So you know what he or she is interested in, so get a book on that subject, or get a book, or get a, even if it's just, okay, here's the thing, chocolate, right, is the best thing. If you don't know what he or she likes, like the secretary or whatever, just bring a box of chocolates. Everyone loves a box of chocolates, yeah? That's like the standard. It's like if you can't think of anything, you just get a box of chocolates. And it still makes them happy, even though they might not eat it, but they can share it with other people, or, So giving gifts, remember, this is, if you forget everything I just said in this video, just remember this. Always give gifts, yeah? Always give gifts. Let me say that again. Always give gifts, right? It doesn't matter to who, to your mentor himself or herself, or to the secretary, yeah? Bring gifts for both of them. You can't just bring a gift for the mentor, because the secretary in this case has a lot of power, has a lot of influence whether you can get the second meeting or the third meeting or the fourth meeting or not. If you're not on good terms with the secretary, then she can just, usually it's a she can just easily just, hey, I don't like that guy, or she'll just make it harder for you to get that meeting. Eventually you'll reach the stage where you can be in contact directly with your mentor, and that is always the best. And I've been able to reach that stage with all of my mentors, actually, to be honest, all of them. So I'm on first contact, first name, direct contact with them. But it starts off with their secretary, right? So you have to be able to deal with your secretary. Not deal, but like, develop that relationship with them. So that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, short lesson. Always give gifts. Never go empty-handed. At least for the first 3 to 5 meetings or times you meet them, you should always bring something. And just don't forget that. Don't forget that. But even if it's a lower level person who doesn't have a secretary or is a bit easier to get to, you should always bring something small. Because subconsciously, that person will want to reciprocate, will want to give back to you. Okay, everyone loves compliments and gifts. Compliments and gifts. Those are almost universal things that people love. People love compliments. People love gifts. And that's another video, but you should also always be complimenting subtly. Don't overdo it, but subtly, in the conversation, I admire you, blah, blah, blah. No matter, trust me, whatever the level the person is, you could be the president of the United States or the richest man in the whole world or whatever. He or she will still be impressed by gifts and compliments. Trust me, I've experienced this. And by the way, this is not like manipulation. This is not like bribery or whatever. It's not immoral. Yeah, this is showing your appreciation, showing your love. Right? Because they take the time out to spend with you. Right? These are busy people. They take the time out to go meet you and to spend their time. So you can't pay them. I told you, you can't pay a billionaire, or you can't pay, well, you can, but you get what I mean, right? You can't. So how else are you going to show your appreciation? Right? Gifts, compliments, those are the two main ones. So remember, always give a gift. Always give gifts. So that's this lesson for you today. Take that and remember that. For anyone and everyone who you want to network to, this is not only for mentors. Just remember that, and it will take you very far. And I just want to finish off with this, right? You always want to leave people with a great impression. Great impression, right? You want to blow people away. You want to always go above and beyond what people expect of you. Okay? If they expect you to show up empty-handed, bring a gift. Right? if you usually bring one gift, bring two gifts. I'm not even joking. This is what I've been doing, and I'm so lucky because last time I met my yesterday actually when I met my a super successful mentor of mine, I brought two books for him. Because I just thought that both books would work. And then what do you know? He actually gives me two books first, and I'm like, Uncle, I also have two books for you. Right? So if I just rocked up with one book or one gift or or nothing even, like worst of all, nothing, I would have looked like an idiot. Anyhow, this is is something, again, everything you learn in this course, they will not teach you. Your school, they don't have a course on this. So this is something that I've learned from experience, and I've learned from other people who have been really good at doing this. So remember that. Always give gifts. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just like a book. I give a lot of books. You don't have to spend like a lot of money. Just a gift. I'm not talking about a fancy, I'm not even talking about something expensive. Just something thoughtful. And always remember, it's better to give something than nothing. Yeah, even if it's just a box of chocolates or even flowers. But for flowers, you have to be careful what the meaning is. If it's misinterpreted. But anyway, just always give gifts. Remember that, and it will take you far. Peace.